episode 41 of the Reality Podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. If you guys are living in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, please, guys, stay fucking hydrated. This heat wave is no fucking joke at all. No joke. I have the SummerSlam rumored card staring at me right in front of my face here. Now, I want to kick off the podcast here before I go over the rest of the news that I have. WWE SummerSlam full card and rumored matches. Now, I have the card in front of me here. So far, 3 matches have been confirmed. The Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins. The Raw Women's Championship between Becky Lynch and Natalya. And the SmackDown Women's Championship between Bayley and Ember Moon. Now, in my honest opinion, if you was to ask me, Chris, what is the greatest SummerSlam of all time? 2002. Easily 2002. You got Triple H and Shawn Michaels, unsanctioned. One of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. My honest opinion there. Then you had Brock and Rock for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, SummerSlam in the past 5 years. 2014, terrible. 2015, terrible. 2016, terrible. 2017, terrible. 2018, terrible. The last 4 SummerSlams from 2015 to 2018 was at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. All of those 4 shows were just fucking terrible. Terrible. Now, the last SummerSlam that was good in recent memory was 2013. When you had John Cena and Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship with Triple H. That's a special guest referee when Orton cashed in Money in the Bank. Then you had Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk in a no disqualification match. In my opinion, one of the best matches Punk has ever had. Top 5 matches Punk has ever had was against Brock. Also with The Undertaker and John Cena. And also Chris Jericho, in my honest opinion. But we're going to go over the rest of the SummerSlam rumored or very likely card. As of this article, as of this minute right here, these matches are rumored. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I'm okay with it. I think the match would be not bad. This rivalry dates back to 2009. Remember when Kofi cost Orton that same championship when Orton and Cena fought in that 60-minute Iron Man match back at Bragging Rights of fucking 2009? I just saw the pay-per-view I think 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago on the network. And they ended up having a feud, which was really, really good. If they book Kofi versus Orton at SummerSlam for the title, I'm going to say this right now. I am recording this right now on Sunday morning, July 21st, 2019. I will predict this right now. I'm going to go a little Paul Heyman on you guys. This is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. If they book Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship, I got Randy Orton will win the WWE Championship. Think about this for a second here. SmackDown is moving to Fox in October. Do you honestly think, and I want you guys to answer this question down below in the comments section. Do you honestly think that Kofi Kingston is going to walk into that first show in October on Fox as your WWE champion? The answer to that question is no. Orton, in my honest opinion, he's one of the greatest of all time. I think Orton should walk into SmackDown on Fox as your WWE champion. So that's so far the card. Then you got the Women's Tag Team Championships between the Moronics, the Worthless Conics, and the Kabuki Warriors in Asuka and Kairi Sane. If they book this match for SummerSlam, this should be a fucking squash. U.S. title match, AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Now, I'm hearing that match is not going to happen. I'm hearing instead of that match, they're going to replace this match with a 6-man tag with the Club, Styles, Anderson, and Gallows against Ricochet, Jimmy, and Jay of the Usos in a 6-man tag. I don't care. Again, we've seen this on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. I don't care. Don't care. IC title match. Shinsuke Nakamura going up against Mustafa Ali. I wouldn't mind it. It's something new. It's fresh. I don't mind it. But you got to think about this. Nakamura coming in the Extreme Rules last Sunday. Nakamura was not featured on television since WrestleMania. And in his second match back from that hiatus, he won the IC title from Finn Balor. Now, there is a rumor going around, there is news going around that Finn Balor, after SummerSlam, will be taking time off. And Finn Balor requested 2 months off, and the company granted his 2 months off. Now, think about it. Finn Balor's IC title reign never got started to begin with. Never got started to begin with, in my honest opinion. Ever since Balor won the IC title, he was barely featured on television. Barely featured. Especially after WrestleMania. Barely featured. But only for Balor to lose the IC title back. Well, not back. No, not only for Balor to lose the IC title to Nakamura. When Nakamura beat him on SmackDown Live. Instead of putting this matchup, instead of putting Balor and Nakamura on the pre-show last week, or should I say the kickoff show last week on Extreme Rules, why did you put this match in the main event on SmackDown Live? Or at least somewhere on SmackDown Live's card last week? Was it really necessary to put Balor and Nakamura on the kickoff show for Extreme Rules? No. It wasn't necessary at all. But Nakamura versus Ali for SummerSlam for the IC title? I guess. I'm okay with it. I guess. Bray Wyatt the Fiend versus Finn Balor. Now, is he going to be the man or the demon? Now, I'm hearing rumors also that Finn Balor would not be the Demon King for SummerSlam. That's what I'm hearing. If that is the case here, if that is truly the case, if we're going to get Bray Wyatt the Fiend versus Finn Balor the Man, this should be nothing but a squash. That's how I'm booking this. I think Bray should win over Finn in a squash, at least 5 to 6 seconds, at least. Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3, boom, that's it. And then Balor can go on his 2-month hiatus and then come back at Survivor Series, when I'm hearing also that Balor is going to turn heel and join the Club. Right around Survivor Series when he comes back. Because when Balor's off, he'll have September and October, which means he could come back for Survivor Series in November in Chicago. I'm down with it. The Undertaker versus Elias. Now, take that with a huge grain of salt. A report came out yesterday on Saturday that The Undertaker is not featured for SummerSlam. This is according to Dave Meltzer, which I will read here on the podcast today. I heard that The Undertaker is not featured for SummerSlam. So if you guys are hearing anything about The Undertaker going up against Elias or Drew McIntyre or Baron Corbin, take that with a grain of salt, because according to Dave Meltzer himself, Undertaker is not featured for SummerSlam. He's not. He will not be in Toronto on August the 11th. So Taker versus Elias, scratch that off. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Can I ask, what are they fighting for? What are they feuding for? Are they feuding for the best shampoo? Are they featuring who has the best jokes out there? Can I ask, what is The Miz and Dolph Ziggler fighting for? Is it because of what Dolph Ziggler said about The Miz's wife last week? I don't know. You tell me, folks. What are The Miz and Dolph Ziggler fighting for? Are they fighting for that last piece of fucking chocolate chip cookie in catering? Are they fighting for the last sweet plantain with fucking salami and queso? What the fuck are they fighting for? Are they fighting for the last slice of pepperoni pizza? Are they fighting for the last piece of chocolate fudge cake in catering? I don't know. Folks, you tell me. Now, this is a matchup that I definitely see happening. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. Now, I'm also hearing that Kevin Owens has been given bullet points on his promos. I like it. I really like that. Because Kevin Owens is a great talker on the microphone. He's a really great talker. He's a really great talker. Now, the fact that Kevin Owens is being compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin and CM Punk, stop the comparison, please. There will not be another Stone Cold Steve Austin, and there will not be another CM Punk. There won't be. Kevin Owens should stick to being Kevin Owens. Except for the fact that he can cut a really good promo. He's fantastic in the ring, too. It's fantastic. I can see KO versus Shane at SummerSlam. I can. But I add a stipulation to this. If KO beats Shane at SummerSlam, Shane can no longer be on television. Please. My God. And then we're getting Aleister Black versus Cesaro. Didn't we see this match twice already? We see this match at Extreme Rules. And then we see this on SmackDown last week. Can I ask why we're getting this at SummerSlam? Why is this even rumored for SummerSlam? I would just love to know why. Can you just feature Black with another opponent? Again, we've seen this match twice already in just a matter of 72 hours. In just a matter of 48 hours. Extreme Rules Sunday. And then SmackDown. I believe they fought on SmackDown, right? I believe so. I think they fought on SmackDown. Yeah, they did. They fought on SmackDown this past Tuesday. You're going to have them again on SummerSlam? What are they going to do that we haven't seen already? The black mask is already going to be protected. So once that black mask happens, that's it. The match is over. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Cesaro and I love Aleister Black. I do. But do I really want to see this match again at SummerSlam in Toronto? No. I want to see a much better opponent for Aleister Black. Now, don't get me wrong. Cesaro's a great opponent. He was a great opponent for Black. I think that match at Extreme Rules was one of the best matches of the entire night. It's just that why are you going to put it at SummerSlam again? Again, rematch. Rematch galore. Now, out of the rumored matches, how many of them are rematches? Just 2. Black and Cesaro, if this is rumored, this is even true, and Brock and Rollins for SummerSlam. That's the card there for SummerSlam for Sunday, August 11th, 2019, at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, I have a ton of news here. We're going to go over news today and then news tomorrow for Monday, as I will give you guys a double upload for Monday. Episode 42 of the podcast will be up early tomorrow afternoon. I'm off tomorrow. And then I'll give you guys Raw review tomorrow night after the show goes off the air with Raw Reunion. Now, before I begin the podcast here, I'm going to say this now about Raw Reunion. I said this on episode 40, back on Friday. Raw Reunion is nothing but a ratings poll. So you mean to tell me you rather feature over 35 to 40 legends rather than just push your own talent? I don't get it. Now, the only legend that I'm really looking forward to is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Eric Bischoff. I'm not going to lie to you guys, Psycho Sid Vicious. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm looking forward to him too. I haven't seen him in, I think in almost 20 years. We haven't seen him in WWE television. I think it's been since around 20 years. Or not even longer. I don't know. But Raw's going to be a shit show Monday night. And I'm recording this for you guys Sunday. And I'm already saying this right now. Usually I don't say Raw's going to be terrible before Monday Night Raw, but Monday Night Raw's going to be terrible tomorrow night in Tampa. It's going to be terrible. This Raw Reunion is going to be nothing but a fucking ratings poll because of all these legends. And I'm hearing Raw Reunion was the USA Network's idea. Are you fucking kidding me? Yet, you wonder why people just change the channel. You wonder why. Don't be surprised, folks, if Raw is going to be another shit show tomorrow night in Tampa as we are on the fucking build to SummerSlam. My God. Raw tomorrow's going to be fucking garbage again. And I'm going to come over here, sit on this chair, talk on this microphone, stare at you on that camera, and say Raw was fucking garbage. So there you go right there. If you guys don't know who I am your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel on this Sunday, July 21st, 2018. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. Now, the reason why I didn't upload this episode yesterday on Saturday was because A, I was tired from work. B, I was supposed to record this Friday night, upload it Saturday, but I told myself, it's gonna be hot as fuck. By the time I come home from work, I'm probably gonna be fucking tired. So I'm like, fuck it. Let me just take Saturday off, come back Sunday, and then give you guys a double upload Monday to make it up to you guys. So, there you go. Expect a double upload tomorrow on Monday with episode number 42 of the podcast and Monday Night Raw review as well on the channel. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, I want you guys to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought or what you guys are thinking of the podcast so far. And if you guys are new to the channel and you're watching this video for the very first time, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. Check out episode 40, Friday's episode of the Reality Podcast. WWE teases Ronda Rousey's return. Could we see Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa? Could we see Ronda Rousey winning the Women's Royal Rumble in Houston in January? It's possible. I think so. It possibly can. Link to episode 40 of the podcast will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Also, check out episode number 2 of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel Road to Glory. With the evolution of Crash, the Dr. Neo Cortex screw job. Let me tell you, the last 2 races on this episode, my God, brutal. Link to episode 2 of Road to Glory will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out NXT review from this past Wednesday. A returning Killian Dane sets his eyes on the original Bro. From what I'm hearing, The reason why Killian Dane attacked Matt Riddle was because that he's punished after what happened with the Goldberg tweets on Twitter. If you guys seen the NXT TakeOver Toronto 2 card, you will notice that Matt Riddle is not even featured on that card. So there you go, why. Link to NXT review will be in the annotation above on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out Raw review as well. Bray Wyatt the Fiend makes his return and targets Finn Balor. I fucking love it. I love it. I will say this though. I did watch that clip on YouTube where Bray Wyatt came back. He got so much of an organic reaction. This company has no choice but to push this man. It's only a matter of time before he gets pushed to the Universal title or probably the US title, or if he's going to be on SmackDown, the Intercontinental title, or the WWE Championship. Keep your fingers crossed. Link to our review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. And also, if you guys missed on Extreme Rules review from this past Sunday, the more things change, the more they stay the same. With Brock Lesnar cashing the Money in the Bank and winning back the Universal Championship that he lost at WrestleMania. Link to Extreme Rules review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with your boy Chris on social media. You guys are going to follow me on Twitter at Chris from Loring and Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. Let's begin episode number 41 of the Reality Podcast for your Sunday, July 21st, 2019. We're going to kick off the podcast here with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is reportedly not completely back full-time with the WWE. Now, Roman Reigns' return to the company came after a battle with leukemia that thankfully found its way into remission. This was such a big moment that it garnered the Big Dog's WWE First ESPY Award. He might be back, but apparently he's not back full-time. Tom Colohue reports that a source in the company has confirmed that Roman Reigns is not a full-time superstar right now. He might be on television often, but if you'll notice, the company has been very careful about how he's utilized. Reigns' leukemia might be in remission, but the company is protecting him as much as possible. This means that he'll be placed in tag team matches and shorter contests on a sporadic basis. This is what Tom said in a quote from the WWE source. Roman still isn't back full time completely. He wanted to be back straight away but WWE are happy to have him protected in tag team matches or shorter matches spread out in big media appearances. End quote. At this point in time, Roman Reigns is not booked for a match at SummerSlam since he's Roman Reigns, and we can possibly anticipate that he will be working the show. But at this time, we're still waiting to find out what the company has in store for him first. To be honest with you, Roman Reigns is not going to make SummerSlam better. It's really not. It's not going to make SummerSlam better. It will not make it worse. It will not make it better. You got to keep Roman Reigns the way he is right now. Because A, he just came back from leukemia, the fight with leukemia. B, it would have been really, really suspicious, and in my honest opinion, and some of you people agree with this, Roman Reigns coming back at the time, I think around with 6 to 7 weeks left to WrestleMania. I believe Roman Reigns came back with just, 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks before Fastlane. That was when the whole Shield Final Time thing happened against Drew, Lashley, and Corbin at Fastlane. How suspicious would it be if Roman Reigns, after Fastlane, he gets instituted in the Universal Championship match, or fighting at least for a championship at WrestleMania. You know, back then, there was a rumor going around that Roman was going to be added to Rollins and Lesnar at WrestleMania this year in Jersey. There was a rumor going around that Roman was going to get added and making it a triple threat. You don't know how much people were pissed off at that. Oh, Roman comes back from leukemia. He gets added to a 6-man tag at Fastlane. All of a sudden, he gets added to a Universal Championship match at WrestleMania. They wanted to create that moment. Oh, Roman came back from leukemia. He comes back and wins the championship that he never lost at WrestleMania. How suspicious would that be? How fishy would that be? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Roman never had leukemia. I've heard that the leukemia wasn't that big much of a deal, that Roman got oral treatment. Roman was given, I think, a pill, a oral treatment, where I think the cells would just kill off itself. So that way, you know, Roman doesn't have to lose, you know, any hair and shit. Because when you have a certain cancer, you have to shave off your head. So the cancer doesn't get in your hair. That's why Roman had to take this oral treatment so he doesn't have to shave his hair and lose any muscle mass at all. Which, that's completely fine. Which is completely fine. But I like how, so far, I'm not going to lie to you, I like how the company so far is not booking Roman to like a big match. So far, and I can commend them for that. But at the same time, you know, Vince is itching to put Roman Reigns in a big spot at a pay-per-view. You know Vince is just itching for that to happen. But at the same time, this is good. Let Roman recuperate from the shit that he's gone through. Let him recuperate. Let Roman Reigns recuperate. And then at the same time, Roman doesn't have to be a champion right now. Doesn't have to be. In my honest opinion. Roman doesn't have to be a champion right now. He just doesn't have to be. He just doesn't have to be. Seth Rollins. There's a report here saying that Seth Rollins wasn't as profitable of a champion as Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, I don't give a fuck who I trigger. Because I know there's going to be some fucking Jinder Mahal fans out there. Jinder Mahal is the worst WWE champion of all time. The worst. The fucking worst. Seth Rollins lost the Universal Championship, and it was a very sad day for fans of the Architect. I know Soda was fucking pissed the fuck off there. Trust me, I seen him on Twitter. However, it might have been a good business move if you look at the numbers. WWE is going through a lot of slump. You don't say. But one way that a lot of people keep track of a superstar's effectiveness as champion is how many people show up for live events. When you look at the numbers, some very interesting facts seem to arise. IWC member and NWO Wolfpack TV tweeted out, who the fuck this guy is, he tweeted out complete house show number for the past WWE champions, and the results are pretty shocking. Not only did Eddie Guerrero ranking last place, but Jinder Mahal is ahead of Seth Rollins on this list. That is shocking. This is what NWO Wolfpack TV tweeted out. For those interested, domestically, at house show, Seth Rollins' Universal title reign drew an estimated 53,350 fans over 16 shows for a 3,334 average. This is worse than Jinder Mahal's the WWE title reign, which averaged 3,497 on a weaker brand. That is tough. You can check out the complete numbers below, which I have right here, which he literally tweeted this whole entire thing. Look at this. Look at this. And then it just shows all the demographics. Shit like that. Look at that. Damn, this company is really go by the numbers. It is a lot to take in, but the numbers also show a fascinating picture of what business was like at the time. It's not a surprise that Steve Austin's third title reign is sitting at number 1, but the Attitude Era house shows business was unreal. Now we're looking at another time of uncertainty. Perhaps things will eventually be able to turn around. I will say this though. Rollins' Universal title reign. I don't give a fuck who I piss off here. Seth Rollins' Universal title reign. If not as worse, even more worse than Jinder Mahal's title reign. And I can't believe we're saying that. Rollins' title reign. Rollins' Universal title reign. Rollins' Universal title reign was just terrible. Rollins' WWE Championship win back in 2015 was better than this Universal title reign. Rollins' Universal title reign was just nothing but a fucking joke. Nothing but a joke. Rollins, after he won at WrestleMania, everybody was just hyped about it, including me. Everybody was just hyped about it. Yeah, Rollins beat Lesnar, good. But as soon as they introduced this Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch relationship and they put it live on television, that's when shit got bad. That's when shit got bad. Now, Mahal's title reign was just as bad. Because nobody, and I don't give a fuck, and again, I don't give a fuck who I piss off. When Jinder Mahal beat Randy Orton at Backlash 2017 for the WWE Championship, JBL said it at best. Hell froze over when Mahal won the title. This is the Jinder Mahal that was in 3MB with Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Nobody expected Jinder Mahal to become WWE champion. It was at a point where Mahal and Orton was fighting at a Punjabi prison match at Battleground 2017 in Philadelphia, and we witnessed the return of the great Khali. Listen, I watched JD's review that night of Battleground 2017, one of the most greatest reviews I've ever fucking seen. Rant-wise, my God, that rant was just funny. Fucking hilarious. And also, they had Mahal beat Shinsuke Nakamura. A guy that was called up from NXT, all of a sudden in the summer, got a championship match against Jinder Mahal. Mahal beat him clean. I don't know, folks. I really don't know. If you was to ask me which of Rollins and Mahal's reigns were worse, I gotta say Mahal's reign was just as bad. I gotta say Mahal's title reign was just as bad. Several segments announced for this Tuesday's SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live is coming on the road to SummerSlam this week, and Shawn Michaels is even expected to show up for a guest commentary gig. Bless your ears at this fucking point. WWE also has plenty more in store as well. Kofi Kingston intends on issuing a challenge during SmackDown Live this week. He's tired of waiting and wants to know who he will be facing at SummerSlam. Fingers crossed, it's Randy Orton. Shane McMahon is also slated to address Kevin Owens because KO has really been bothering McMahon recently. Hopefully this results in another KO stunner sometime in the night. God, I hope so. Fans will also see Charlotte Flair and Ember Moon collide in the ring. This could be a fun match of these two attempt to have it out in the ring and maintain their spot on the roster while Moon attempts to elevate herself on the way to SummerSlam, where she'll face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. Can I say this right now? Charlotte is going to go one-on-one with Ember Moon on SmackDown this Tuesday. I guarantee you right now, if Charlotte beats Ember Moon, I bet you money this matchup goes from a one-on-one at SummerSlam to a triple threat. I guarantee you that happens. Charlotte will face Ember Moon one-on-one. I will say this right now. Don't be surprised if Charlotte beats Ember Moon and then we find out that matchup between Bayley and Ember Moon will no longer be one-on-one. It will be a triple threat because Charlotte beat the number one contender in Ember Moon. Do you think for 1 second, folks, that Charlotte's going to lose to Ember Moon? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Ember Moon. I love Ember Moon. I do. I love her. The Eclipse, one of the best women's moves in all of wrestling. No cap. It's Charlotte Flair, folks. We're talking about Charlotte Flair here. Expect Charlotte Flair to beat Ember Moon and then get added to the SmackDown Women's Championship match at SummerSlam. Expect it. Expect it to happen. Now, about this whole Kofi Kingston situation. Kofi Kingston wants to know who he's facing at SummerSlam. I hope and pray to God it's Randy Orton. I hope and pray to God it's Randy fucking Orton. To a point where Orton pins Kofi at SummerSlam and becomes the new WWE champion. Lord, please. Lord, please. Don't get me wrong. I love Kofi. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's time, God. It's time to book a new WWE champion. Let it be Randy Orton. Please. You've been good to me all year. Please. Just answer this one more prayer for me. Please. Thank you. So there you go. And then with this whole Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon situation, I hope Shane gets stunned as well by Mr. Kevin Owens. Advertised card for Smackville. Sleepville. Which I like to call Sleepville. WWE announced a Smackville special live on the WWE Network on July 27th, which is next Saturday. I won't be here. I'll be in Jersey. Getting lit. This event is taking place in Nashville, Tennessee, which is why they gave it such a punny name. This was a very interesting move, but we've heard that they will start airing house shows on the network. But to give it this kind of last minute special attention, especially intriguing. This is the card that I have right here. Kofi Kingston will defend the WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler and Samoa Joe. SmackDown Women's title will be defended in a triple threat. Bayley will go up against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Can I ask, why is Alexa Bliss in this matchup? She's a Monday Night Raw superstar. Can I ask why? Shinsuke Nakamura will defend the IC title against Finn Balor. The New Day will defend the SmackDown Tag Team titles against To Be Determined. And we're going to get a musical performance by Elias. I don't care. On top of that, I won't even be watching Smackville because I will be in Jersey with Jessica getting lit. Getting lit. Speaking of summer, I want you guys to please stay hydrated. Please. Stay hydrated, folks. The Undertaker is reportedly not on SummerSlam's card. As I told you guys earlier, as I was going over the rumored card for SummerSlam, The Undertaker is a huge draw, which would be a great reason why the company booked him for Extreme Rules. Most assumed that a SummerSlam match would be next for the Dead Man, but they could be very wrong. Dave Meltzer explained on Wrestling Observer Radio that the company has a SummerSlam lineup at this point, and Taker is not on it. As confusing as this might be, that seems to be the case. This is what, according to Dave Meltzer, said, and I quote, "To me, it makes no sense why do you have Taker on Extreme Rules and not SummerSlam. You know, you could put him on Extreme Rules to build for SummerSlam. Again, things can change. They still have a month, whatever it is. They have a lineup for the show, and he's not on it," end quote. We'll have to wait and see if the company changes their minds about placing Taker on the biggest show of the summer. It might not make much sense to book him in July and not in August, when there will be way more eyes in Toronto, but the company has made interesting decisions regarding Undertaker before. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dave Meltzer's right. Why would you book Taker for Extreme Rules and not book it for SummerSlam? And he also said this more. A lot of more people will be having their eyes on SummerSlam. It's part of the Big Four. You have the Rumble, you have WrestleMania, you have SummerSlam, you have Survivor Series. You gotta book Taker for SummerSlam. You just have to. Now, with this company, as the report says, a lot can change between now and SummerSlam. Who knows? Who knows? They could have Taker for SummerSlam after all. They could. But the question is, who are you gonna book Taker against for SummerSlam? Elias? No. Drew McIntyre? I could put that match at WrestleMania or Survivor Series to put Taker's 30th anniversary. You do know that Taker's anniversary, well, that's next year. That's next year. Taker on Survivor Series night will be his 29th year in this company. Book him against Drew McIntyre for Survivor Series. I wouldn't mind it. Or at SummerSlam. Taker said he wanted to work with Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. Taker has been given the green light to fight against two guys, Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. What are you gonna do? You're gonna book McIntyre versus Taker at SummerSlam, and then the Demon versus the Dead Man at WrestleMania? Then what does he do at Survivor Series? Or this could be a possibility. What if Taker is not being booked for SummerSlam, but they book him for the November Saudi show in November? What if they do that? Taker said he wanted to work a smaller schedule. You got him. You already got him booked for July. You already did that for Extreme Rules. Came out pretty good. Best match of the night there, in my honest opinion. It makes no sense to book him in Extreme Rules and not SummerSlam. A lot can happen between now and SummerSlam, in my honest opinion there. Real reason why NXT could end up on Fox. Now, I'm hearing this fucking Fox Sports 1. But Fox nonetheless. As many of you have heard, there have been recent reports of negotiations between Raw Wrestling Entertainment and Fox about possibly moving NXT to Fox Sports 1 sometime in the near future. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Conservative newsletter has been pressing the idea that the company moving NXT to Fox Sports 1 is being done as a counter to AEW bringing their weekly television programming on Wednesday nights. I reported that, I believe, last week. We can confirm that's not entirely correct. While AEW will be in direct competition against NXT on Wednesday nights, when they are rumored to go head-to-head for 1 hour of programming, Raw Wrestling Entertainment and Fox's decision to move programming to Fox Sports 1 has very little to do with AEW. In fact, discussions between Fox and Raw Wrestling Entertainment to bring NXT programming dates back in July of last year. Bullshit! Complete bullshit. Which is well before AEW was even announced as a promotion. I predict this is bullshit. Bullshit! Ever play the fucking card game called Bullshit? When somebody plays Two Kings? Bullshit! Bullshit. Dave Meltzer had no idea of these discussions when these reports surfaced, when Dave apparently checked with his sources, quote unquote. He shot down the idea of negotiation between World Wrestling Entertainment and Fox during an October edition of Wrestling News Radio. This is what he said, and I quote, "I know when I had asked about that when the first rumors came up, I was told that not only was it not happening, but in those negotiations, it never came up once," end quote. Meltzer is now just now re-reporting the story we broke a year ago, only to further his AEW versus WWE narrative instead of reporting the actual facts. The fact is that Fox needed more content, and the company known as World Wrestling Entertainment is there to fill that void, and that's the primary fact of NXT being moved to Fox. I call that bullshit. I call you bluff. I call you bluff. I said this last week. On the podcast last week. AEW should not worry about Vince McMahon in the main roster. AEW, Cody Rhodes, should worry about Triple H in NXT. Please do not give me the narrative. Do not give me the fact that, oh, this was being talked since last July before AEW was even announced as a promotion. Bullshit, folks. Bullshit. Because if you had that planned since July of last year, you would have been done at to begin with. You would have been done that already. NXT right now to this very day would not be on the network. It would be on Fox. If this was heavily reported last year, why wasn't this being moved last year? Why wasn't NXT being moved to Fox Sports 1 last year? Now you want to do it this year to compete with fucking AEW on Wednesday nights? Don't give me that bullshit, bro. Don't give me that garbage. Do not give me that shit. Please don't. AEW is going to compete not with WWE. They're competing with NXT. If I'm Cody right now, what you did at Double or Nothing may have woken a sleeping giant in Triple H. After what Cody did at Double or Nothing, I said this to myself, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if NXT ends up being AEW's competition. Now, yes, NXT is a part of WWE. Yes, they are. They are. They are. But at the same time, NXT is a much better and bigger brand than both Raw and SmackDown put together. Yeah, people are going to say, oh, AEW shouldn't worry about nothing. Oh, Vince shouldn't have to worry about nothing. Oh, if I'm Vince, you better worry about AEW, bro. You better. You better. Because, let's say CM Punk shows up at the Sears Center in Chicago, Vince is going to be shitting bricks to a fucking point of no return. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to save this right now to Cody Rhodes. I'm going to save this right now to Cody Rhodes. Cody, I respect you, bro. I respect you when you left this company back in 2014, 2015. I believe it was 2014 when Cody left the company. Cody took a chance with himself in the Indies. Cody is not one of the biggest names in indie wrestling history. One of the biggest names. He is the executive vice president of AEW. I commend you on that. I'll give you a round of applause. But what you did, Cody, at Double or Nothing, you started this, bro, at the end of the day. No, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna love AEW. I'm gonna love AEW. I am. I'm gonna watch all out. I'm gonna watch their shows on Wednesday nights. I am. I'm going to. Best in believe I'm going to. Best in believe, bro, I'm going to. But Cody, I gotta ask you this one thing. What did you expect out of Triple H? What you did at Double or Nothing, I bet you money Triple H was watching Double or Nothing. I bet you money Vince was watching Double or Nothing. What you did was not only necessary, you woke up a sleeping giant in Triple H. What did you expect was going to happen? What makes you think NXT UK take over Cardiff is taking place on the exact same night as All Out. What makes you think that? What makes you think now NXT is going to be moved to Fox Sports 1 to compete with your television show on Wednesday nights for the 1 hour programming that is for NXT and AEW's weekly television show? What did you expect, bro? What did you expect to happen? Now, there's no turning back on this now. There's no turning back in this now. There's no turning back. There's an old adage that states, Mr. Cody Rhodes, sir, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Don't expect to push somebody and not get pushed back. That's all I gotta say on that. NXT being moved to Fox Sports 1. People are saying, this report says that this has been talked about since July of last year. Bullshit. Because if this was talked about from July of last year, why isn't it NXT right now on Fox Sports 1? Think about it, folks. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Eric Bischoff. His name's on Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff will reportedly have nothing to do with WWE Creative. So what's the point of him being the executive director of Monday Night Raw? No, or SmackDown Live. What's the point? What's the point? Eric Bischoff moved all the way from Wyoming to Stanford so he could be closer to his new job with the company. He is the new executive director of SmackDown Live, and while Paul Heyman has the same title on Raw, it turns out that both men will have completely different job responsibilities. During Wrestling on Radio, Dave Meltzer was asked about Eric Bischoff's role with SmackDown's product. It turns out that his job will actually have nothing to do with creative at this point. But at least, that is what members of the writing team was apparently even told. This is what Dave Meltzer said. And I quote, right now, there's no story about Bischoff in creative, you know. He will interface, help build the brand, you know, I guess maybe ideas for the brand, but not necessarily creative ideas for the brand. You know, work with Fox, things like that. The people in creative have basically been told that he's not running creative on that brand, and he might not even have anything to do with creative, end quote. Originally, the WWE had instituted that Bischoff would be involved with the Blue Brand's creative decision. That doesn't seem to be the case now. He will apparently be a conduit between WWE and Fox, and they will use him for his interfacing strategies instead. This is very interesting, and it makes us have to wonder why the company ended up making this bold of a move to bring in Eric Bischoff when they aren't going to let him get his hands on the actual television product. I have no idea why you're going to put Bischoff as not part of creative. I mean, what the fuck are they thinking? Bischoff has one of the greatest minds in the wrestling industry, in the business. I don't know why he went to my door. Jesus Christ. But Bischoff has a great mind, man. I don't know why Vince is not going to use him for creative. It makes no sense. So if Bischoff is not going to be part of creative, what's Heyman doing? That's what I would love to know. What is Heyman doing on Raw? That's what I want to know. Now, I'm hearing that Bischoff's role will not begin until after SummerSlam. If anything, Paul Heyman should go through the exact same thing. Both Heyman and Bischoff's roles, respectively, should not be beginning until after SummerSlam. That's when everything starts to shape up. After then. Thank God. All right. Bret Hart reportedly turns down WWE RAW Reunion invitation. I wonder why. I really wonder why. WWE is bringing as many legends as they can to next week's Raw Reunion show, which is tomorrow night. However, Bret the Hitman Hart will not be there. This might be a bit of a disappointment, but it's also incredibly interesting. Figure 4 Daily reports that Bret Hart will not be at the Raw Reunion show on Monday despite receiving an invitation. This is unfortunate for Natalya because the Hitman might have been able to provide her with some words of encouragement before her big match against Becky Lynch at SummerSlam. The reasoning that Hart gave for turning down this invitation is not known at this time. It should be noted that Bret Hart's last notable appearance was at AEW's Double or Nothing event in Las Vegas, where he unveiled the brand new AEW World Heavyweight Championship during the show. The Raw Reunion Special will still be a loaded show full of legends and familiar faces. Just don't expect Natalya's Uncle Bret to show up. I honestly think the reason why that Bret turned down the offer to come to Monday Night Raw in Tampa was because A, he showed up at the competition's pay-per-view, first ever pay-per-view, unveiled the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and Bret feels, and this is my honest opinion, Bret feels if he shows up to Monday Night Raw, he'll be treated differently after him showing up at Double or Nothing back in May in Las Vegas, unveiling the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I don't blame Bret because that's exactly what I felt while reading this report. I think if Bret was to show up to Tampa, I think the company will not only shit on him, I mean, I don't think the company will shit on him on a certain point, but I think that the company would show Bret a little bit of disrespect because of the simple fact that you showed up at the competition's first ever pay-per-view event and pretty much unveiled their world title. I don't know how Vince and everybody else on World Wrestling Entertainment will feel about that. I really don't know. But I think that's just my honest opinion there. I mean, I don't blame Bret if Bret doesn't show up. I mean, he turned it down. I don't blame him. What else do I have here before I get out of here? I mean, I'll save that report for tomorrow, for Monday. What else do I have here? I got a bunch of news. Okay. I think I'll end the podcast here with this piece of information here. WWE wants Ronda Rousey for SmackDown on Fox. I read the report yesterday about the company teasing Ronda Rousey's return. And I said this, if anything, Becky can show up at SummerSlam. She can show up at SummerSlam. She can make a surprise appearance for SummerSlam. I wouldn't be surprised at that, low-key. But the company wants Ronda Rousey for SmackDown on Fox. We'll end the podcast here, as I'll save the rest of the news for Monday afternoon's episode, for episode number 42. Ronda Rousey hasn't been back inside the WWE ring on television since WrestleMania 35. She has been missed, but the women's division has been able to grow in a lot of ways due to the extra attention she brought them by being a part of the company for a year. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Dika, that the women's division has been able to grow. Yeah, sure. Brian Alvarez said on Wrestling Observer Live that when it comes to WWE's upcoming SmackDown debut on Fox, that Ronda Rousey is certainly a name that they are wanting to bring back. After all, they want a star-studded show, if only for their first week on the new network. This is what Brian Alvarez said, and I quote, "I have not heard a whisper of Ronda coming back anytime soon, but I would not be surprised. In fact, it's practically a guarantee that they would want to get her back for the Fox debut, even just to make an appearance," end quote. WWE is trying to make the biggest deal out of their debut on Fox that possibly can. Therefore, it's no big surprise that Ronda Rousey is on their list, because so is The Rock. We'll just have to wait and see if they can make things work out. I am also hearing, and I will read this report tomorrow, WWE wants Shayna Baszler as well on SmackDown Live going into Fox. What does that tell me? Automatically there, what does that tell me? Shayna Baszler could be losing. I don't know if this is true or not, but take this right now with a grain of salt. WWE wants Shayna Baszler to be on SmackDown Live on Fox. That automatically tells me, if this is true, Shayna Baszler could be losing the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Toronto against, most likely, Mia Yim. I don't know if that's true or not, but in my honest opinion, I would not have Shayna Baszler lose the NXT Women's Championship. Now, they could have Ronda, now going back to the Ronda report, they could have Ronda there as a foreign appearance. They can. They can. Mind you, Ronda is a Raw superstar. Last time we checked, Ronda is a Raw superstar. Ronda is a Monday Night Raw superstar. Unless if they're going to have the wild card rule in effect as SmackDown goes into Fox, I don't know. Yeah, Ronda Rousey is a big household name. The Rock is a big household name. I'm hearing rumors that they're also going to want John Cena there as well. That's from what I'm hearing. They're also going to want John Cena there. They're going to want The Undertaker there. Shit like that. Shit like that. I don't know. Now, I would be okay with it if they put Ronda on SmackDown just to make an appearance, because obviously she's the Monday Night Raw superstar. But at the same time, Ronda could play a big influence when it comes to the ratings for SmackDown Live on that first show. She could play a big influence. She could pop a big rating when she comes back. Would I want Ronda to be on SmackDown to show up just for an appearance? Yeah, I wouldn't mind it at all. I wouldn't mind it. Let's just see what happens there as we move closer to October. Now, that is it, guys, for episode 41 of the Reality Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel, for enjoying the podcast as well. If you guys enjoy the podcast, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below what you guys thought of the podcast. And if you guys are new to the channel and you're seeing this video for the very first time, and you're watching, or you're on my channel for the very first time and you like what you see, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. Episode 40 of the Reality Podcast, live on the channel right now. Crash Team Racing Gameplay, Episode 2, Road to Glory, live on the channel right now. NXT Review, también, live on the channel right now. Monday Night Raw Review as well, live on the channel. And Extreme Rules, all these videos will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen, right there on that right top hand corner. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with me on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris Most Hating. Like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and ring those bells, guys, and turn on those bells for all notifications. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode number 42, live on the channel, as I round off the rest of the news that I have for Monday afternoon's episode. And also, I will see you guys for Monday Night Raw tomorrow as part of a brand new week of content right here on the channel. Till then, I am Chris. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video all over social media. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode number 42 of the Reality Podcast. Until then, I am Chris. Talk to you guys later.